I've deliberated over whether or not I wanted to make this video for a really long time. And at this point, I kind of feel as if I'm backed into a corner and I just have to share this. I feel like it's the only way you guys are going to somewhat understand my choices and my actions. And I just think it's better to get it out there. So this video is a bit of a continuation of the video I made like a month ago about quitting YouTube. And this is pretty much everything you need to know about why I said the things that I said. When I first started YouTube 7 years ago, I had absolutely no idea that it was going to become my career, that it was going to be a source of income, that I was gonna move to California, that I was gonna, do this and do this and do this. I had no idea. YouTube was a totally different place. Very, very few people were actually making money from it. Oh, hi, Cheeps. Oh, hi, Cheeps. But when I first started making videos, like, I wasn't making money from them. It was just something I was doing for fun. I was totally fucking around. My name is Kristen, and I decided to use the name Kalel because it's like back then, a lot of people didn't use their real names because we weren't sure if it was safe or whatever. And I was like, Kalel's a badass name. I love Superman. I'm gonna go by Kalel. Which, fast forward to now, everyone calls me Kalel. Like, everyone besides my mother. So, it's all good or whatever. But I'm just saying that to stress to you guys how much of a joke it was. It was not a career. It was not something that I was full force into. And it just slowly kind of snowballed into becoming my job, which is weird. And even though it's been 7 years and it's been a really long journey, it kind of felt like it just happened overnight. It's like one thing led to another thing, and I just felt like I just kept being pushed down this path. Like, the imagery I get in my head is, I don't know if you've ever seen any slaughterhouse videos, but when they kill a cow, they put it into this almost like metal maze where it's forced to walk to its death. That's kind of how I feel. I feel like in the beginning, it's like I was just doing it. There were so many opportunities. There was so much money, to be quite honest, and it was just like, keep walking, keep walking, keep walking. Like, I have no other choice but to keep walking because this is this is my only path, obviously, because it's such great opportunity. So I'm just gonna keep walking, keep walking, keep walking. And now I feel like I'm dangerously close to being closed into the little thing where I'm killed. Like, I've just been walking this entire time blindly, and now I feel like I'm at the end. Sorry, that was a really fucking dark ass analogy there, but it just came to me on a whim, huh? And now I understand that a lot of people probably don't understand that. They're like, wow, no, you've been given the world's greatest life. How can you sit there and use an analogy to compare it to a slaughterhouse going to your death? It's like, I don't get you. And like, I saw a lot of these comments on, my other video about it. It's like, you're a spoiled brat, like you don't appreciate what you've been given, blah, 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 blah. And to that, I just have to say, of course, 100%, I am so grateful for the opportunities that I've been given in life, but at the same time, I've worked for them. Like, I don't necessarily think that things have been given to me. I think people gain a following because they're interesting and because they had, enough balls to put themselves online and gain enough attention. And of course I'm not saying that I'm not grateful. I think I'm very grateful, but at the same time, the grass is always greener on the other side, guys. It's really easy to sit and say, like, that person has a fantastic life when you don't know what that person's mind is, how they deal with things personally, or, the reality of their career. So I've already gotten off on a very long tangent, but the purpose of this video is kind of to explain to you guys why this is detrimental to my mental health and why I want to quit. And just to explain, I don't know how else to word this. So if I had to sum it up in one sentence, why I think this is so detrimental to me, it would be I have OCD. I've struggled with OCD for a really long time, and yes, I have been diagnosed by a specialist. It is not something that a lot of people understand, and it is not something to take lightly. Now, a lot of people think being OCD is just being really particular and being organized and being clean, but it's basically like you just become a slave to these impulses. Your mind controls you, it tells you that you have to do something, and then you have to do it. So for me, I just have on the daily impulses that I have to do. And it has a lot to do with perfectionism. So my type of OCD revolves around perfectionism. Things have to be a certain way, and my impulses just keep driving me back and forth, back and forth, back and forth to make things perfect. Now, the difference between someone with OCD and just a classic perfectionist is that when you have OCD, the impulse level is so high that it completely interrupts your daily life. You can't live a normal life. I mean, with treatment and therapy, hopefully you can someday resume and have a somewhat normal life. But like me, as of right now, it is something that interrupts my life on a hourly basis. And it's something that prevents me from doing so many things that I want to do. But a lot of people, you know, have perfectionist tendencies, and maybe they might hear me saying these things and be like, oh, well, I'm like that too. But there really is quite a fine line between just being a perfectionist and having OCD. And way back when, I had actually mentioned that I had OCD like way long ago, like 2010 or 11, and the response was really bad. My viewers back then were honestly just shitheads. They were just so mean. And I mean, maybe I was stupid and I posted a lot of dumb stuff or whatever, but they were so mean. They were like, you don't have OCD, like quit diagnosing yourself, blah blah blah. And maybe I shouldn't have diagnosed myself, but I knew that it was something bad, and it was not something to be taken lightly. So I don't know, yeah, I've talked about it and had it for a really long time, but I've recently seen a specialist and been proper diagnosed, and I'm trying to get the help that I need so I can make the changes that need to be made in my life. But so with that being said, how does my OCD affect this, and why is it such a problem? Well, depending on how long you guys have followed me, the majority of you probably already know the answer to that question. I compulsively delete my videos because they don't fit my standards. And it becomes extremely painful for me to look back at those videos that I don't see as perfect, and I must delete them. I know this is normal for a lot of people to look back at like old photos or old videos or whatever and kind of cringe and be like, ew, you know, oh, I want that gone. But the difference is I can't sleep until I delete them. It's all I can think about. It consumes me. And that kind of feeling goes for so many things in my life, whether they're big or small. You know, it's something little like writing a to-do list. If I don't write that to-do list, I can't sleep. If I don't finish this or finish that, I can't sleep, you know, and it's so problematic for me. So with all this being said, I'm sure you can imagine how heavy making YouTube videos is on me. Not just, you know, oh, what I said, or I didn't like, you know, how I looked, or I didn't like the editing, or like the lighting was weird, or the music was wrong, or whatever. Everything I make, I just want to delete because I don't feel like it's good enough. Now, of course, I have the voice in my head that's like, you don't need to be perfect. YouTube is about being real. People like that. People connect with that. Like, you should make videos not wearing makeup, and you should make videos that aren't perfect, and you should just be fine with that because you're human, and that's awesome. People like that. But yet, I still have the impulse to delete and try to be perfect. It's like a constant battle, you guys. And it's like, I don't want to be perfect. It's exhausting. I'm over it. But at the same time, I feel like I have no fucking control. It's just like a constant problem. There's just so much that I want to do that I can't get done because I'm constantly circling back and trying to perfect. When I'm editing a video, sometimes it takes me like a full 14 hours just to edit a simple video because I just keep going back and trying to make it perfect and trying to add things and trying to do this, trying to do that. And it becomes such a source of stress. It's no longer fun for me, you know? And then on top of that, you know, you have to deal with all the bullshit and the haters and people acting like they know you and they know your life and they're just fucking ignorant. And yes, there's so many good people and that's what I try to focus on. At this point in my YouTube career, it's like I really don't give a fuck about haters. I have very, very rare off days where they get to me, but for the most part, that really hasn't been something that's bothered me. But I'm just saying, you know, I already have all the stress. I'm trying to do something. I'm trying to go against the grain, basically. I'm trying to force myself to do something that I don't want to do, and then people are still shitting on me, so it just doesn't make it any easier is what I'm trying to say. Not to mention the amount of times that I have filmed a video and then been watching it back and just said, no, I'm not gonna post that. I don't like how I look, I don't like what I said, I think it was boring, like all of these factors. Like there have been so many videos that I have filmed that I just say, nope, not posting that. And the OCD also affects how I view myself, you know? There are just so many things that I want to change. I look at myself and I just see imperfections, which like to a certain extent, I feel a lot of girls are this way, you know, especially with like the whole rise of the standard of beauty with social media and all this bullshit. But for me, I'm kind of like that with everything in life. I like scan things for imperfections and then I fix. That's like what I do. That's like being a perfectionist, you know? It's like I'm a very detail-oriented person. I see flaws in everything. Like I don't really see beauty in anything because I'm too busy seeing the flaws. And myself, you know, I'm not excluded from that. So when I look at myself on this camera or on Instagram photos or whatever, all I see are flaws, imperfections, things I want to try to fix, but I can't. I mean, I can to a certain extent. I got my nose done and, you know, I went on Accutane to clear up my acne. Like I can fix some things, but there are still always going to be things that I cannot fix. For instance, like my eyes are at different heights, you know, like this eye is up a bit more than this eye, and that's like all I see when I look at myself, like stuff like that, or if it's like a pimple or like my hair's damaged or whatever, that's like all I see. And I know from your guys' perspective, you're like, oh my God, come on, it's not a big deal. Trust me, those are the same things that I say to myself. But it's like there's like two people living in here. There's the rational person, and then there's the crazy perfectionist, like can't let anything go OCD person, and that's just constantly giving me these impulsive thoughts. Like, and it's just, I'm tired, you guys. I'm just so tired. I'm like a dog that's been kicked too many damn times, you know? And I just feel that this relationship has gone on for far too long and it's become just too detrimental to my mental health to continue. And I hate that. I hate being weak. I hate even openly using and saying, or I hate like, you know, saying that I have OCD because I almost feel like it's making it a crutch in my life. Like, oh, I do this because I have OCD. I do this because I have OCD. It's like, no, it's constantly something that I'm battling. Like, I don't want to just like give my life over to OCD. But I think the label helps explain to people, you know, why I am the way that I am. It's like Bo Burnham said in his last special, if you can live life without an audience, you should do it. Like, you know, I'm kind of saying that laughing, but it's very, very, it's real. You know, living life with an audience is more stress than you can ever imagine. Some people, I think this is really their thing. I think this is great for them and they have pure joy doing it. But for me and my personality type and my brain, it's just become too detrimental, you know? And I want to do something that makes me happy. I want to do something that makes me feel passionate. I want to do something that makes me excited to wake up in the morning. And I think that's fair. I think everyone deserves that. And granted, like I saw in my comments, you know, like, oh, I work 2 jobs, not going to school, and here you are, your little princess ass complaining about making videos. It's like, girl, I've been there. I've done that. I worked 3 jobs at one time before. It's not like I grew up a princess, okay? I know all about the damn hustle. But what I'm telling you is my situation right now and how my mental health is right now, I would take that back again. I would rather work 3 jobs because that's how damaging this has become for me. All right, so please don't act like you know everything about my life because you don't. So overall, I'm just exhausted, you guys, of the cycle of kind of like reinventing my channel and trying to get myself motivated and pushing, making all this content, looking back on it, hating it, having the impulse to delete it, and then racking my brain for how I can start over and inspire myself again to be creative and want to make more videos, and then deleting them again and just da-da-da-da-da-da. You know, I'm just fucking tired of it. I'm tired, and I wish there was a solution. I wish there was like something I could do, but I don't know. Not to mention for vlogging and stuff, like I am not a very social person. I spend 90% of my time in my apartment, and I can probably list 5 people that I have texted within the past month. Like I don't have friends really, and I could, you know, but it's like I just don't reach out to people. And I think people who are, you know, in their late 20s, such as myself, you guys can maybe understand how friendship changes, but I just don't think I'm very entertaining. That's what I'm trying to say. I don't think my life is very entertaining. So like on top of all these problems and then not being entertaining, it's kind of like, what's the damn point? You know, what's the point really? But the other day I was talking with my friend Tim, and he said to me, he was like, these people want me to speak at this thing, but I'm just like, I'm really nervous because I've never been my product before. I make products and I say here, but I've never been my own product. And when he said that, something really clicked with me. I was like, yeah, I'm my product, you know? These videos, me speaking, me tweeting, me Instagramming, me doing whatever is what funds my life as of right now. That's my job. But I don't want to be my product anymore. I'm the type of person, I'm introverted, I'm creative, I'm artistic, I'm a perfectionist. I want to be making products and I want to be saying, this is what I made. You know, I don't want to be my product. And so that's kind of where I think my future is headed. For ages now, there have been a few things that I've been working on. One of them is an online shop. One of them is a book. One of them is a website. But like, those are the things that I want to put more of my energy into. And in the past, I've tried doing similar projects and I fail because I fail at everything. But I shouldn't say fail. I quit. I quit because things aren't going up to my standards. And it's happened to me like a total of probably 10 times with projects that I've started with various companies or whatever, and they give me samples or whatever and all of this, and I'm just like, no, and then it reaches a point where I'm like, I don't think anyone can work with me because I'm too particular, you know, so I just keep giving up. But this time around, I'm gonna try to do it all myself. And I don't even want to put into the universe that I think I could fail, because I'm really trying to implement the things that I've learned from therapy and see this through. I really want to put out a book. I really want to have an online shop. I really want to have a blog where I can speak my mind about, you know, veganism stuff and all of that, and fashion. And, you know, I still enjoy some of those things. It's just I don't like the video camera because it's so easy to make imperfections, you know? If it's written word, I have time to sit there and think about what I want to say. And if it's products that I'm completely making myself, then I have full control of like the end product. And, you know, same thing with a book. It's like I have full control of what the end product is. And I find comfort in that. But video is too candid. It's too spontaneous. It scares me. And I think it just, no matter what, it's always gonna push me to delete because I don't get a final say on what I'm putting out to the world. Does that make sense? I don't know. So basically what I want to happen is for my main focus to be on my website and my projects that I'm working on, so my shop and my book, and maybe if there's time left or if something really special is happening in my life, I will make a YouTube video. Just because I mean, two reasons. The first reason is you guys. I know that, especially after meeting some of you, how much you guys love me, and like, that sounds like narcissistic to say, but like, how much you guys love me. But like, you know, I imagine how it feels is after you watch like 8 seasons of a show and then you watch this serious finale. Like, I know when I watched the last episode of Friends, I was like crying. I was like, oh my God, I'm never gonna see Rachel and Ross ever again. And that feeling was just terrible. I'm like, I don't wanna give you guys that feeling. So it's like, I'll be back every now and then, make a little video, pop in, say hi, if I'm doing something special. Oh, but reason number 2 is it's just too painful to throw away 2 million subscribers. Like, to fully walk away from YouTube and the following that's been built here, it's just like, it's just, I just can't. No matter how bad the impulses are, like, the logical part of me is just yelling too loud to walk away from something like this. So I'm not gone for good. I'll probably actually post more than I have been lately, because lately life has been crazy because I moved. So my OCD is super triggered when I move. It's like I have 20 impulses a day to do random shit. Most of it is like writing lists and moving things, finding everything's place. I have like post-it notes up everywhere. I know. I feel like some of this is probably hard for people to understand or believe, but it is what it is, child. So I'm not gonna say goodbye because I'll be back. I'm actually gonna vlog, I think, today because I want to show you guys the place. It's really exciting. I haven't showed you guys this place yet. I remember like I went towards some and I showed you guys and I didn't end up getting any of those. I got a totally different place and I'm loving it. So I might vlog today. Okay, this is a rambly ass video, guys. I'm so sorry. I had it all written out, but I don't know if any of that even came through clear. But, all right, I'm gonna go. I'll see you soon. Bye.